Jeremy Hunt is officially the new Chancellor, but what is the dark truth about this establishment career politician? Yes, let's talk about Jeremy Hunt, the former health secretary, former foreign secretary, and former career politician who kind of failed to become party leader. And he also backed Rishi Sunak during the leadership election. We thought that the whole point of Liz Truss as the candidate and the new leader was to oppose the types of politicians that are like Jeremy Hunt and Rishi Sunak and Theresa May, the establishments, career politician types who just go with the consensus and the convention. Well, he's inside government. He just received the top job. But let's talk about the dark truth about Hunt, in case people don't know. Let's remind everybody about how Jeremy Hunt believed and praised the CCP in China, the way they handled lockdown.
I very much agree with the central point in Gabriel's paper that we should be aiming for zero infection and elimination of the disease, because that is basically the approach taken in countries which have a SARS strategy as opposed to a flu strategy. And those are the countries that have overwhelmingly been the most successful in tackling coronavirus.
Okay, absolutely fascinating. So Jeremy Hunt was not only praising the CCP and their methods, he actually wanted a zero infection policy when it came to the virus. But he also actually wanted the extra ultra aggressive isolation policy that came from Beijing.
My sister lives in Beijing, and she flew back to Beijing in the middle of lockdown. And just to give you an idea of the contrast, she was escorted from the airport in Beijing to her home by Ministry of Health officials. And then put into her home for 2 weeks quarantine. The door was sealed, and she had a police car sitting outside her house periodically. Now,
I love how when he was talking about that, he was very excited. He was smiling, saying, "It's such an impressive policy." Yeah, they escorted her, they put her in there, and they sealed the doors, as if that's normal behavior. So that's one issue. Second fact about Jeremy Hunt. When he became a foreign secretary, he's a classic politician who likes to overpromise. He pledged that he will definitely free Nazanin Zaghari-Ratcliffe from Iran, the woman who was held as hostage by the Iranian regime. He said that he will definitely bring Nazanin back from Iran. How did that go, Jeremy Hunt? You failed. You absolutely failed. The criticism that Boris Johnson got was huge, and some people say maybe deserved, as when he was foreign secretary. But Jeremy Hunt got away with it. He didn't receive even half as much criticism for failing to deliver on his promise. Now, of course, Nazanin is now back in the UK quite recently, obviously, when Boris Johnson was Prime Minister. Jeremy Hunt wasn't really around anymore. But Jeremy Hunt used to be Health Secretary. This was the man who ignored the warnings about NHS staff shortages, especially when it comes to GPs and just medical professionals. And this wasn't just like some sort of criticism from the kind of health unions. So you would think, oh, it's just the lefties saying that. He actually, following this news, following that kind of headline, Jeremy Hunt came back and admitted and confessed and apologized. So it wasn't some sort of random allegation. He actually said, yeah, I did kind of ignore those calls. So do you really think that this is the sort of politician that we want in our political system? Do you really think this is the time for someone like Liz Truss, while she was too busy earlier on live TV digging her own grave, wearing a funeral black outfit, do you think this is actually the right decision? I mean, some Conservative members who voted for Liz Truss, they did it knowing that this new team, the new cabinet, will be very different to the previous regime. It's not though, is it? So that's why I thought I'd do this video and remind people of the backstory of Jeremy Hunt, the dark truth about Jeremy Hunt. So feel free to share this video if you want to, because today is a big day in the political circus of Westminster bubble. So, thanks again, guys, for watching. Subscribe to the channel. I'm going to come back again throughout the whole day, so don't worry, I'm not going anywhere. I'm Tousi, and we are the media.